It's finally time for the Tyrant of Badab, the big man himself, Huron Blackheart. And oh my god, I'm so unbelievably excited. We've been working our way through these Red Corsair boxes with all the new characters, the infantry, learning a recipe and refining it, all building up to this one big iconic centerpiece model. And am I ready for it? Who knows? There's only one way to find out, but I do feel ready. I feel confident. We did a Red Corsair Reeve Captain recently, which was like a little mini Huron, and that has filled me with the motivation to be like, maybe I am ready. The confidence, the drive. So let's just get stuck into it because it's the only way to find out. Here he is, the main man himself, Huron Blackheart. Although I'm missing his base actually. 1 sec. There we go. There it is. I don't know how I lost it. It's absolutely massive. It's like a 50mm disc. It's huge for a single character. But yeah, wow, this guy is a character and then some. There's so much going on here that I didn't realise until I built him. Like, I've seen pictures, dude looks awesome. But as I was building him, if we zoom in, yeah, I noticed all these crazy details, like his armour's cracked open here. There's all the pipes going into his chest and whatnot. Like all these side panels have got like cracks in them that we could fill in with like some sort of deep recess shade. The claw is covered in so much cool trim. Oh my god, yeah, this guy is like detailed out to the nines. He's so cool. But where we're going to start, we're going to start off with this red armour. So we've got some Khorne Red on this sponge, just the normal red armour recipe that we've been doing across all of our Red Corsairs, where we're going to sponge up some layers of red. So starting off with Khorne, and then building up some like Evil Sun Scarlett, and then some Flesh Tearers. I've actually been playing around with some of the levels of sponging and kind of like the applications and some of the tiny bits. So something I've done recently, I did a little bit more Evil Sun Scarlett, so kind of applied the brighter sections a little bit heavier and doing a little bit more of it. And then when it came to applying the Flesh Tearers Red, I actually put it on the sponge and was kind of like wiping it. It's something I saw on Instagram. But yeah, so I just tried applying a little bit more Evil Suns and then a little bit of Flesh Tearers on the sponge, and it came out really well. So even though this is meant to be the big centerpiece that we give it our all and try and make it look as best as possible, I am going to try and do something a teeny tiny bit different. Although I have practiced it once, so it should be fine. Alright, I tell you what, I could not begin to imagine the stress that you feel when trying to paint like a golden demon entry. It's like I'm painting this Huron and I want it to be the best, oh there we go, the best model ever, right? It's my centerpiece, it's like the leader of the army. We're doing this all business, no pleasure, you know, we're really just giving it our all. And I'm stressed, man. Trying to do this trim and not like impede onto the red is stressful. Even this with the Black Templar contrast. So yeah, just putting the Black Templar contrast over the top of Leadbelcher for that metallic black trim. Even this is stressing me out, man. So I can't begin to imagine how people who paint golden demon entries feel when they're like a single misplaced paint stroke or scuff mark could cost you like, what is it, a pin or a trophy? It's insane to me. Like beyond obviously the skills and dexterity of the paint, just the neatness and the delicateness of not messing up, like round somewhere on the fist. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Just there's a tiny bit of Leadbelcher that got across, and there was somewhere else as well. On the chest, maybe? I can't remember. But I basically made a little bit of silver mess. And yeah, I was like, oh, that's annoying, but maybe I can play it off as chip damage or something. But then I was thinking, yeah, like, man, when you're trying to enter a painting competition, that's something like that would be the difference, wouldn't it? So yeah, definitely a long way away from what I'm doing. But still, I couldn't begin to imagine it. Oh, God. But yeah, just going to finish this round of trim. Although, to be fair, I say all this stress and stuff. I actually think the trim is one of the most stressful parts. So that's all of the red armour done and the black trim. Just there, that simple 1, 2, 3 with the sponge. It looks incredible. Oh my god, I couldn't be happier with this. I think this might be one of the best red armours I've done, which is nice because obviously it's the best model, like in the whole range. So yeah, just done that. Khorne, Khorne and Evil Sunz on the sponge, and then like I said, I tried out sponging on the flesh tearers, like kind of getting it on the sponge, dabbing it off, like I've got over here. Yeah, you can see the state of this. It's like a murder scene, just where I was wiping off the excess and the sponge of all the reds. But yeah, wiping that across was really nice, like a real thin layer, looks really good. The only issue is the sponge couldn't get into some of the recesses, like under the armpit there. So I still put some flesh tearers with a brush on, in a similar vein on his thigh, just down there. I think while we've got the metallic paints out and about, we'll probably fill in this fist here. Like he's got some pipes, some like mechanical bits and some claws. So I've been looking around to see what colour the like flamer thing in the middle of his hand is supposed to be. And it seems to be 50-50. Some people do like a bronze colour and some people do like a gold. And I'm quite torn because on the one hand, I do like a bright, bold gold. I think that'd look really nice. But I'm thinking, but my thought process is it's a flamer. Like whenever you see like an Infernus Marina or something with a flamer, it's always like bronze. You don't see like gold flamers. So I've gone with bronze. I've put some Agrax Earthshade, not Agrax, what's it called? Balthazar Gold. Some Balthazar Gold on the top of it. But I do want to try and brighten it up a bit, make it nice and like vibrant. So we are highlighting with Runelord Brass at the minute. Then I might try and put some, what's this other one I've got? Canoptic Ally. That seems like a lot more silvery and bright. So just trying to try and brighten it up. That's what I'm doing. But one thing I'm not going to do is, if you saw my video for the Red Corsair Reeve Captain, that was essentially just a trial run for Huron. I did some like glowing effects on the weapon of that dude, like some lightning, and it turned out terribly. And looking at the box art and the reference picture, Huron has the same effect on his like claws here. We are not doing that. I think I'm just going to leave them plain. Like they still need a round of like Stormhost Silver highlights, so we will do that. But yeah, there's no way I'm going to try and paint some effects on this boy. It turned out terribly. So we're just going to leave that. Oh, I'm not a fan of that white at the back. I filled the violin white to make it look like it was empty, and oof, yeah, like look at that purple there. Colour-wise for the liquids, I'm going to go for the purples because I think it looks nice, like a dark purple against the red. And then Sotek Green for this middle one. Oh, but yeah, I'm really not a massive fan of that white at the back. I think it looks awful. So I'm going to try filling it in black because I saw someone do that on a video. I think the painting coach? Yeah, the painting coach did that and he highlighted some of that black section with grey, so I'm going to give that a try. But I am slightly panicking if you can't tell, just because I feel like these are really interesting, cool parts of the mini, like those bright, vibrant vials at the front. And I kind of want them to be popping and stand out. So let's try fill in the top black as if it's empty, highlight it with some scratchy greys, and see if that helps. I guess one other thing I can do to help is just fill in these straps at the top. So again, I'm following a tutorial from the painting coach just for this one section. I've got like 4 different tutorials open, but he does Ushabti Bone on these wraps at the top. So just going to put some Ushabti Bone up there. Oh my god, wow, that was intense. Oh, that was crazy. Just trying to like get so close to the model, like really up to it, like shrimp posture, trying to get the most fine details. But I'm actually quite happy with where we are. So the vials look loads better with the black against them rather than the white. I like that a lot more. I really like the reflections, so you can see on the purple one there, and then on the blue one, really, really nice. Good spread. The purple and the blue, I like it. And then we've just filled in the belt. I love the Eye of Horus. Horus? The Eye of Horus. I like that with the black line in the middle and the yellow, and then the tabard just being that sort of muted blue-grey highlights. Yeah, I love this so much. Oh my god, it's coming along. I love putting all these little colourful details on because it proper like makes them vibrant and stand out. Because sometimes it's like just a sea of red, right, like this. Whereas now it's like, yeah, popping off, it's got some colour. So all that's left on the torso, I think, is just, he's got some trinkets on his like necklace down there on the tabard. They'll just be gold and some colour. And then I guess it is just the head, isn't it? Or, I mean, we've got the axe to do, but I think I'll do that at last. Maybe we'll try the head as well, because yeah, once we glue the cloak on, which is what's coming up soon, it's going to be a nightmare to get to that head, isn't it? Well, not a nightmare, but just a little bit more awkward. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just fill in these trinkets, do the head. I don't actually know what it's meant to look like, because he's half like machine, isn't he? Okay, he's got like, yeah, like real pale skin with a little bit of like purple disfigurement and some metallic on the face. Okay, cool. So yeah, it seems like the left half is just metallic and the right is a real pale skin. Oh my god, that is everything done on Huron's little body, and wow, he looks incredible. I say everything, there's still the big axe to do, but I want to save that till the end. It's like this big fancy thing he's holding up, and honestly, as much as I love this guy, and he looks incredible, I do love him so much, I really want to look at something else, like a cloak, or a backpack, or... I say that's all there is the cloak and the backpack and the base, but he's looking unbelievable. I'll put like a little spinny close-up look here so we can get a closer look at him, but oh my god, I couldn't be happier. The red looks really nice and volumetric. These cool little details like the purple and the vials. The vials look a lot better. I'm really happy with how they look. And the blue, that was just Sotek and Baharroth. I'm really excited to see actually. So the vials are purple and it's the fluorescent purple I've got from Vallejo. This thing, so it's like a violet colour flow. There you go, violet colour flow. This like lights up under UV lights, so I'm really, really excited to, in the review stage, bust out the UV light and see these vials like glow. But not just the vials, I also slipped some of it in the cracks of his armour, because I thought purple sits below red in like a shade, right? Like if you're highlighting red, you go up to like orange and yellow, but if you're doing a recess shade, you go down to purple. So I slipped some of this fluorescent paint in the cracks of his armour, so it might look really cool at the end in the review stage to whack out the UV light and watch him like glow and radiate. But yeah, I'll move on to this cloak, because I did see a really cool recipe from the Games Workshop Warhammer channel, no less. They painted this whole model up and they had a really cool recipe on the inside of the cloak. The back's just going to be the normal greys that we do, the Eshin, Dawnstone, Admin. But the inside, something a little bit special. Cool, so there's just the greys on the back of the cloak. We do the same grey that we do on the base, just to have that cool, coherent image. And then on the inside, like I mentioned, I found a Warhammer official painting video that had a really cool interior cloak colour. So we've put a base of Celestra Grey, like you've just seen. And what we're doing now is I've got this, where is it? There we go. This really, really watered down Thunderhawk Blue. It's literally just like a wash almost, in fact. It's dried out a little bit, so just top it up. So this is really thin, and then what we're going to do is we're going to wipe off almost all of the excess, and then we're just going to glaze on thin layers of it over and over again and build up like a nice gradient. It looks really nice. So like I said, just wipe off almost all of the excess. Then yeah, if we just put down a real thin layer, yeah, look at that, like almost translucent. And what we'll do is we'll put down a thin layer like this, and then once it dries, we'll do the same, like, honestly, probably like 10, 12 times. But every time we do it, we'll start a little bit lower. So the first time we started here, then the next time we'll probably start down here, then here, then here, then here. Actually, we'll put the dots on so you can see, yeah, every time we'll start lower. That way, the bottom will be nice and full and Thunderhawk Blue, and the top will be like, still that Celestra Grey. In fact, I probably should even water this down a little bit more. Yeah, I'm still like practicing with glazing. It is something I'm doing a lot more, and I am really enjoying it because when it comes out well, it looks so good. I do think this is the next big thing I want to try and focus on and learn is glazing, because yeah, like I mentioned, when you get it right, oh, it looks good. It just takes, I think, a lot of practice and a lot of patience more than anything, because yeah, you got to get that right consistency, else you get pooling at the bottom like this. I need to tidy that up a little bit. It's not too bad. There we go, building up those layers. So we're just going to keep doing this, and then I think what the video says to do is relayer up some of that Celestra Grey over the top, so I might do that as well afterwards. So I've been having a little bit of a nightmare with this shoulder trim. So I've got 4 different tutorials up for Huron. I've got one from War Hipster, Mediocre Hobbies, the Painting Coach, and the official Games Workshop one. Just so I can sort of pick the best bits from each one, get lots of different ideas and such, which has been good so far. But it's actually been a nightmare for this sort of like trim situation, because almost every single video has a different like colour for them. Some do like Liberator Gold, some do bronze, some do a lighter bronze, a darker bronze, a lighter gold. It's just there's so many different options for it. So I've been really indecisive and not sure what to do. As you'll see, as you saw, I put down Retributor Gold first of all, and then changed my mind and switched over to a bronze. So this is Runelord Brass. And I've gone with this because with the bronze, I get to use the oxide technical paint to make it look all worn and oxide and old, because that's what the Painting Coach has done, and it looks really, really nice. I like that. Plus, also, I thought with the bronze trim, it might match the flamer on his hand. Yeah, so the flamer's got lots of bronze. This is Balthazar, and the actual flamer is Runelord's Brass. So yeah, I might like match that, because that'll sit on his shoulder just there. It might make like a nice image. But I think I've been kind of building this up a little bit too much, because like this trim colour is also, oops, sorry. This trim colour is what the backpack halo is going to be. Like when we get around to doing this soonish, this halo is going to be the same colour. So I've been getting kind of in my own head. I think I need to take a step back. And I also think that having 4 different tutorials and the box art open has kind of just overloaded me a little bit. So maybe if you're trying to do a big project like this, plan it out, be decisive beforehand, and don't have a million tutorials open. But it's all worked out in the end. I think it's looking good. So I quite like this Runelord's Brass. What we're going to do now is relayer up some more Runelord's Brass over the top of the Agrax Earthshade, just to brighten it up a little bit, leave those recesses nice and dark, and then we're going to put a nice, I say edge highlight, we're probably going to layer up some Canoptic Alloy on top, a little bit heavier, just so it's nice and bright. Just play around with these 2 colours basically, trying to make it look nice and bright and shiny. Oh, I guess here goes nothing. So like I mentioned, we're going to do some wet blending with contrast paints, which is exactly why we primed this in grey rather than black, so we can put on these Agrax Dunes and, what's it called? Sigil Brown, that's it. So yeah, just going to put on all these contrast paints, some Agrax Dunes all over, and then after this, we're going to wet blend some Sigil Brown into the mix. So, I mean, I could probably actually show you right now quickly, so if I wash that brush off, grab some Sigil Brown, And then on the back is where we want it to be a bit darker. So we'll, while it's still wet, put some Cygor brown and kind of like spatter it around there. And what we can do is wash the brush off, wipe off the excess, and then kind of just smudge it around into each other so there's a nice blend. Maybe go a teeny tiny bit more. Like that. There we go. So hopefully that should be a bit darker on the back and lighter on the front. Then, like I mentioned, we can build up some highlights with like the Zandri Dust, Ushabti Bone mix. So I'm just going to carry on with all of this Agrax Dune, get a good coverage and do some blending. Oh, okay, you know what? This is turning out a lot better than I thought. It's not 100% the best thing I've ever seen, like the best fur, but I do like it, and also it's not as impactful as I thought. So I guess we'll start with what we've done so far. We've done all the wet blending, so you can see on this side, this is just wet blending here, and then some dry brushing. The wet blend was alright, the dry brush didn't really add too much, but then on this side, we've done the 2 rounds of edge highlighting. One with Ushabti Bone, and then a spot highlight of Screaming Skull on the tips of the fur. And I think this helps a lot. Like, this looks loads better. I've just done one side so we can see a comparison for what the edge highlighting does. I've done, you can't really see it, so maybe I'll do another round, but I did a round of Screaming Skull just on this area here for like the highest facing sections. I might do another round just to make it a little bit more prominent. But I like what the edge highlighting does. It's good. Like, it adds a lot more fullness to it and a lot more character. This was a little bit flat. But I'm putting loads of emphasis on the fur being like, oh, it's such a big thing, it's make or break, but I put the backpack on as a pretend, what does it look like? And it covers up so much of it anyway. I'm hyping it up and it doesn't really matter all that much. I guess the front bit is the most important section, so this isn't too bad. I quite like how it looks at the front with a little bit of the brown, like the darkness coming through, but the most of it being quite bright. Yeah, so we'll definitely focus more on these highlights here, but for the most part, that's almost all the fur done. I'll just quickly, what I'll do is I'll quickly finish off the edge highlighting off camera because you just watched me do loads of it. And then after this, we can move on to, I guess, the backpack. That's needs doing. So this is just going to be various silvers, blacks and golds. And I guess that same Runelord Brass across the halo. So I'm just painting the, I guess it's like the Iron Halo, the trophy and some of the backpack. It's just going to be the same Runelord Brass and Sycorax Bronze with all this sort of oxide. But I just wanted to come up here because I was like, as I'm getting closer and closer to the end of this mini, I'm getting some weird kind of like hobby Warhammer existential dreads. Like, I'm like, where do we go from here? Because I feel like the past 2-3 months where we've worked through this Red Corsair box and the Masters of the Maelstrom, all the new minis, starting a Chaos Army, I'm like, in my mind it's all been building up to this, like this big huge Huron centerpiece. I'm like, where do I go from here? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I've still got some Terminators and the odd Legionary and like Red Corsair Raider. I've also got a couple more Chaos bits coming in the future, so I've got things to paint. It's not like I've run out. Just weird though, I feel like I've been the past few months all building up everything, all the techniques, the recipe refinement, practicing. It's all been sort of building up to this, and it's like, this is it, the centerpiece of the Red Corsair army, the big boy himself. Like, where'd you go from here? Where'd you go from, like, the chapter master, essentially? I kind of got the same feeling, because I've got High Marshal Helbrecht down here somewhere. I've had this since, like, Christmas, and I'm like, when I paint this dude, I feel like that's the Black Templars completed, almost. Like, it's the chapter master. Like, where do you go from there? So, yeah, it's a strange feeling, although I'm sure I will always find something new. I'm sure once I've finished this, put the final lick of paint on it, edit the video and upload it, a shiny new toy will appear and I'll get distracted by that. Alright, that's looking really nice now. I'm glad I went for the Runelord Sycorax kind of like bright bronze. I even highlighted this one with some Stormhost Silver, just to give it a real nice bright shine. It's looking great, especially with that oxidization, all old and worn. Yeah, I like it. Almost like worn as well, like the colours come out of it. It's been so old. Like, yeah, big fan of this. Put some edge highlights on the black as well. One thing I really want to work on is like shading rather than edge highlights, because it's like a round sphere. It'd look really nice if we could put some like shading here or across the middle to make it like, give it that real effect. Not something I'm too like well versed in at the minute, but that's definitely something going forward I want to work on after this project. I'm really in my like glazing era at the minute, so I feel like I can mix the glazing, the shading, and kind of work on that like a long-term goal. But for now, I'm kind of happy with just the edge highlighting. That's okay. So I guess the last thing to do on the backpack is these skulls, and then this dial needs to be like a white in the middle with some coloured dots, and then I think that's it. We can glue it on, and it's just the base and the axe. Right, that's all of the base done. We've just done a normal dry brushing of a bunch of greys over like some texture paint and on the rock. I like to keep the Red Corsair bases very simple and like chill. I did go a little bit ham on my Black Templar army when I was basing those guys up. They've got like mud and rocks and like grass and all sorts, like little dioramas. So I quite like the idea that on the Red Corsairs, my other army, just chill, very simple, very basic, keeping it plain. But what we're doing now is we're just painting this little familiar demon dog thing. I don't really know what it is. So the tutorial I found suggested to use Grifthound Orange or Grift something. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'm halfway through putting paint on, so I can't check. But yeah, like this Grift paint for contrast, but I didn't actually have that. And I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't want to go out and buy like a £4 pot of like contrast paint just for this one little bit here. So what I've done is I've got some Naggaroth Flame, which is a similar paint, but it's a lot brighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply that all over, just a layer of contrast paint, but I've mixed it in with some Seraphim Sepia and watered it down a little bit, so that way it's quite nice and thin and diluted, and hopefully the Seraphim Sepia adds a little bit of warmth to it and kind of dials back that bright vividness, because Naggaroth Flame is quite a bright and bold colour. I also completely forgot to mention, you're probably thinking, wasn't this dude primed in black like 5 minutes ago? Maybe even 30 seconds to be fair. And yeah, he was. He used to be black. I didn't realise I was going to use contrast paint for this guy. Some poor planning on my part. So I just primed him in black like everything else. What I definitely should have done is just left him off and primed him in like a lighter colour in case I wanted to contrast paint. So what I had to do was quickly chuck a layer of Wraithbone on it. Well, I say one, it was like 2 or 3 layers of Wraithbone to get a nice smooth coverage. So that way we can use some contrast paint and it looks like a nice bright orange. Just because if we put an orange contrast paint over the top of black, it would look awful. Oh my god, we're almost there now. Look at this boy. Absolutely incredible. I'm not going to lie, gluing him on the base was terrifying. And even now, just holding him on this massive painting handle is scaring me. We put in so much work and he's looking so good, and we're pretty much at the end. All we're doing now is just finish up this axe. It's just going to be Wraithbone, Agrax Earthshade on the handle with some like various highlighting bits. And then a bunch of metallics, maybe some gold for the stubby bit. And then silver on the blade, and then we're going to have the it's like the Red Corsair fist there in the middle, which is super cool. Like, I love that he's got like his own huge weapon with his own insignia built into it. That's just going to be the same sort of Sycorax Runelord bright bronze that we've been putting on most of the trim and that backpack. Oh my god, and he's finished. Look at him. Huron Blackheart, the Tyrant of Badab, the man himself. Oh my god, I've gone delirious from paint fumes. This is unreal. The review section's cancelled. Let's just sit here and spin him round for 3.5 minutes or however long these little sections normally last for. Oh, I am joking, but wow, what a model. I am absolutely speechless. This is unbelievable. There's no doubt this is definitely like the best model I've ever done, and definitely worthy of the centerpiece, and hopefully worthy of all the stress and the mental anguish. Yeah, I couldn't be happier with this. I'm so proud. It looks so good. I really, really like the red armor. I love all the colours on him, the vials, considering how stressed over those coloured vials I was. That cloak is my favourite part. Like, I love the transition between the Thunderhawk Blue and Celestra Grey. It's such a smooth, nice transition. I definitely put too much Thunderhawk Blue on it at first and had to relayer some more Celestra Grey over the top. But I love it, man. It's so nice. It matches that nice blue highlights on the front tabard as well. Then if we swing to the back, this cape is really nice. Could do with a little bit more pushing of the volume. I went for the grey highlights with this to match the base, as if to be like, it's kind of, yeah, like dust from the base is rubbing off. But it looks really good. All the little details, we should zoom in actually, hold on. There we go, look at that, we can get real close in there. Yeah, the little details, like the little the pressure gauge back there is really, really cool. While we're back here, actually, I'm really happy with how those highlights came out on the fur. That, like, oh my god, I can't even remember. Screaming Skull, I think it was Screaming Skull. Really nice. And then, yeah, I guess while we're around there on this little like shoulder pad here and the shoulder trim there, I really like how that bronze, sort of worn, oxidized copper kind of comes out. It's really nice, especially on the backpack as well. It looks really cool up there. Yeah, really bright and vibrant. Still a little bit of copper colour to it and some nice like aged bronze. Really, really cool. And then if we go down, one of my favourite little features is like his armour cracking open here. You don't really see it on the tabletop, and a lot of pictures are kind of taken from this angle because that's just like the coolest thing ever. That I might actually use that for the thumbnail. That's incredible. But yeah, you don't really see it. So if you twist around, it's got a big crack, and I filled it in with Rakarth Flesh as if to be like, yeah, this is his chest piece with like pipes going into his body and stuff to keep him alive. That's really, really cool. And then yeah, just I don't even know. I'm speechless. It's so cool. I'm so happy with it. What's going on down here? Oh, the dog thing. This is really cool. I like this. Yeah, I think the orange with the Nuln Oil dialed it back a little bit. The purple's really cool. Some highlights. There's also a little surprise that's kind of related to this dude in the vials coming up in about a minute or 30 seconds or whenever I stop rambling on about how much I love this guy. But he's so cool. Yeah, all the little details that bring him to life, like the Eye of Horus there, the vials. What else is going on? The axe we just finished off, that's kind of okay. I guess one area I wish I could improve on and do with this is that glow effect that should be on the axe and the claw. I do feel like they're a little bit bare because I didn't do the glowing sort of radiant effect. Because last week we did the Red Corsair Reeve Captain, which was like a tester for this dude. And I tried it there, I really wasn't good at it, and I was like, I don't want to spoil Huron. Like, looking at this, I'm so happy, and I'd be really upset if I tried to do like a glowing effect on the axe and the hand and it came out bad, because that's all I'd be able to focus on. So also one thing I'm super keen to see is I've put a lot of fluorescent paint on this guy in little places. Basically all the purple you see has had some amount of this Vallejo fluorescent paint on it. So the vials, this little dog, I've even slipped some of it in the cracks of his armor. Like you can see just in there, like he's got some cracks on that breastplate and that side panel. There's some cracks. So I slipped some fluorescent purple in there as like a recess shade. So if I turn off the big light and bust out the UV light and let's both see what this fluorescent paint looks like on Huron together. Right, hopefully it's not too much of a jump scare with the bright flash of the light, but 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, that's so cool. Look at that. Oh my god, yeah. As if this guy couldn't get any better. How cool is that? Yeah, like the glowing vials. Like I said, those cracks in the armour just there that I kind of filled in. Just zoom in a little bit. Is that going to work? Yeah, there we go. You can see all the lining, like the recess shading. The dog's got it on all of his like scales. Oh, can you kind of see it back there as well? Tucks away behind his leg. There was like another crack that I put it in. Oh man, as if the guy can't get any better. How cool is that? Like the glowing vials. It's quite it's a shame really, because like it's never going to be under a UV light, is he? No one's going to play a game of Warhammer with this under a UV light, but that's quite a cool effect on the vial. But man, I guess it's a little thing that me and you guys both know. Like our little secret, when I put him on the table, I know that if there were a UV lamp, he would be lighting up. Yeah, 10 out of 10. This has been like my favourite model ever. And he's done. Oh my god, I'm tired. that was a journey. Like every waking moment this week where I've not been working or spending time with my wife, I've been like, paint Huron, got to get in there, got to make him my best. And I do think he's like the best model I've ever done. I'm so proud of him. He looks so good. He's just down here and I'm too scared to pick him up. But like, yeah, I'm like so tired because like I feel like when I was painting him, I was giving him 110%. Every brush stroke, I was like, this needs to be perfect. I want to give it my all and see what my all looks like on a model as cool as Huron. And I'm so happy with it. I'm so proud. As always, thank you for watching. And not as always, actually, there is, for the first time ever, in the description of this video, there's a Discord link for you to join the Discord server. I finally pulled my finger out my arse and I set up a Discord server, so completely free to join. Come join me and share messages and pictures of your minis and talk about like what you're painting. Everyone always says in comments like, oh, I'm painting this, or I tried your recipe. And I'm like, I'd love to see them. I really want to. YouTube doesn't have like picture comments, so I finally set up a Discord, and I've also set up a Patreon. So yeah, there's just like one tier, just if you want to support the channel, help me buy paint some more Warhammer. I'm going to be honest with you, any money I get from it is just going to go on more Warhammer. So yeah, if any of you want to support the channel, it's completely optional. There's just like one tier, I think, with all the usual stuff like behind the scenes pictures, voting on future video ideas. And then eventually, when I do get a Patreon or two, there'll be like some nice names floating up here somewhere. Just a thank you at the end of the video. But like I said, completely optional. The Discord's all free and open. I didn't want to like paywall that because I just want to see what everyone's painting. And I want to talk to the community. It's like my favourite part of the channel, is like chatting to you guys in the comments. So yeah, that'd be really cool. But thank you for watching. Tune in next time and bye.